So now you can ask anything, any doubt you want to, clarify anything regarding the lectures. Yeah, Jayati, yes.
Sir, in the dimension of a matrix, is it equal to the rank of the matrix? Because if it is equal to the number of elements in the basis, then that has to be equal to the rank. I just wanted to confirm.
The dimension of a matrix is different. Dimension of the range space is different. So there
Okay,
are
sir.
different things. Okay, so we use the word dimensions to understand the dimension of the matrix also. So in case it is a 4 cross 4 matrix, the dimension is 4 cross 4. It is very simple there. If it is
Okay,
a
sir.
4 cross 3 matrix, the dimension is 4 cross 3. However, there is the other concept, which is the range space and null space. So if you have understood those concepts, then there is a meaning. If you ask what is the dimension of the range space, what is the dimension of the null space, and rank is not defined as such as the dimension of the range space. However, it is equal, it is numerically equal. Rank is the number of independent column vectors in a matrix, and that is also giving you the number of basis vectors of the range space. So number of basis vectors of the range space is same as the dimension of the range space.
Okay, sir.
So
Thank you.
numerically they are equal. Yeah, Shivam. Shivam, you have raised your hand.
Yeah, if two similar matrices are given, how do we find the similarity transform matrix?
Yeah, I think we answered this question last day also. You have to assume one. You have to assume one matrix and then find out the similarity transformation. If the given matrices are invertible in nature, then you can do some inversion also and you can find the similarity transformation. So this week which tutorial are you doing this week?
To be.
Huh?
Sir, to be.
2b. 2b is the last part of the this math preliminaries, right? So I think it is covering your eigenspace, eigenvectors, these concepts, if I remember correctly. Okay, so you any other doubt you have, raise your hands and ask your doubts. Let us see anything you need to clarify, any clarification in the lectures that has been sent. The next set of lectures, anyone have looked into the Jordan forms? Any doubt there? Have you not looked into the Jordan form? I have not seen how many views those videos have gathered. So I don't know how many of you have seen the Jordan form lecture videos. Okay, any other doubt regarding dimensions, basis vectors, independent vectors? So many concepts are there, all interrelated, but they are distinct concepts. So I was talking about this in the other class, in the 203 class. Yeah, in some I'll come to you. Let me finish this. So I was talking about this in the 203 class, that it is important to understand the difference as well as similarities between two concepts. Only then you will gain a knowledge. Only then you will become knowledgeable about a topic, about a subject. When there are various concepts, there are suppose 2-3 concepts which has some similarity, but since there are 2-3 different concepts, there must be some differences also. So you need to understand what are the points of difference, what are the points of distinction, and what is the unifying, what is the common thing which is connecting this concept. So when you grasp these ideas, the commonalities and the differences between several concepts, then you gather a knowledge about the total all this set of concepts, and you can utilize them to work with the particular subject. So this is what I wanted to say, and here also you will find there are similar concepts, and there are differences, there are similarities, this sort of thing is there. You need to pay attention. If you pay attention, I am trying to be as clear as possible about the differences and similarities. If you pay attention and you note down, you will also gain the understanding, and it will help you going ahead in future. Yes, Inzamam, now you come up with your question.
Sir, I have doubt in range space. Like,
In range space. Sorry, you are lost. So, your voice was lost, Inzamam.
hello, sir, I am audible.
Yeah, now you are audible.
Sir, I have doubt in range space. Range space. Like, sir, we have 5 vectors, and by doing some column operation, we got 3 rows 0, and sorry, 3 columns 0 and 2 columns non-zero. So, sir, what is the range space of this matrix? Like, sir, we will say that range space of this matrix is initial vectors x1, x2, which are not 0.
Range space is not the vectors. Range space is the span of these vectors.
Yes, means span of x1 comma x2.
Those non-zero vectors. Range space is the span of those non-zero vectors you get after doing column operation.
So after doing column operations, not the ones which were given to us initially in the question, the
No.
ones which we got after column operations, those two non-initial columns.
Those two will form the basis vectors. So for the range space,
Which two, sir?
these after doing the column operations, you will get two independent columns, right? So these independent columns can form the basis vector of the range space. I am not saying that these two are the only basis vectors, but you have identified two basis vectors of the range space by doing the column operation.
So the span of these two basis vector will be range space.
Span of these two basis vectors would be range space. Yes.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
So could we not say that the range space consists of the two original vectors which prove to be non-zero after column operations?
Which two original vectors are non-zero? All the original vectors are non-zero, right?
No, sir. The ones that transform to be non-zero later on.
Okay.
Suppose the first two columns of the matrix are non-zero after column operations. So the original first two columns, the span of that will be the range space.
It might so happen. So actually how you are doing the column operations, where you are taking the pivot elements, this will keep differing from one person to another. Okay. So actually the non-zero columns that you obtain at the final result, what you obtain and what your friend obtains might be different. That is why I am saying that these two are definitely the basis vectors of the range space, but these two are not the only basis vectors. There can be another set of two basis vectors which also span the same range space. The range space will remain same, but the basis vectors may become different. And now you cannot really say that the original, if you have the first, suppose after you have these 5 basis vectors, the example that Inzamam gave, 5 vectors, 5 column vectors, and after doing the column operations, the first 2 vectors are non-zero, the third, fourth and fifth vectors becomes 0. So can you take the first 2 columns of the matrix as the basis vectors? That is now the question, right? Can you take the first 2 columns of the matrix as basis vectors? Now it might so happen that these first 2 columns, like if they are dependent or not, you will not, it will not very easily reveal from looking at the vectors. Now if there are only 2 vectors, it will be very obvious, but if there are more number of vectors which are independent, so which set of vectors you have to choose which are independent, that will keep on varying, and it is not exactly those first 2, like you cannot very directly say it. It depends on how you are doing the column operation. If you are keeping those first 2 vectors unchanged all the time, then obviously they become the first 2 vectors only. However, if you are doing some changes there, then how you are doing the changes, these things are affecting the vectors. So it is best to go with the final column operation and see what are the independent vectors there and propose them as your range space, as the basis of your range.
So, but I think the original vectors will also span the same range space.
Yes,
Because I
of
read
course.
it on internet and yeah.
Of course, the
Sir, in
original.
every example, so in the books that I found, they took the original vectors because they, in the end, they were the only vectors left, so they had to be independent of others.
The original vectors of the original columns of the matrix, obviously they are the they are spanning the range space. Obviously they are spanning the range space. However, all of them might not be independent. All of them might not
No,
be
sir,
independent
all
to each
the
other.
sir, no, not all the columns, only those first 2 columns,
Now always those
which
first 2
happen to be non-zero after column operations.
after column operations, I am not very sure here actually whether you can take those first 2 columns. Some manipulation
so
might disturb them. That is what I am thinking. I am not very sure about it.
Okay, I read it on the internet in some of the ebooks. It was given that the original vectors.
The original vectors, okay.
Sir, but while writing the null space in the class videos that we did, in that you wrote the columns of the uh, bottom operations that we did in the identity matrix. After operating the column operations, we got something like in the identity matrix, some changes were made. So that are the vectors that will multiply, like 4v1 plus 2v3 and all. These are the terms that will get multiplied with the vectors. So in the class, the null space you have defined as the span of these vectors, not the above matrix vectors, like
Now
the top vectors.
we are talking about the range space now, not the null space. Null
But
space
sir,
is
the range
what you were saying.
space and the null space are the complementary concepts to each other. So if we are using the below vectors in the below columns in the null space, so that would be the same concept for the range space as well, because that would only span for, like, if the dimension of a matrix of n cross m is m, so that would be the range space for the matrix as
No,
well.
no. Null space concept is clear with you. Null space is the space of the vectors x, so that ax equals to 0. So when we have to do ax equals to 0 and we are trying to find out the vectors x, then they are coming out to be as combination of the so when we are making one column 0 and we are looking at the bottom vector, bottom vector, so they are giving me the entries of x1, x2, x3, x4 like that. So you know that what is your basis vectors x, which are forming the null space. So that is the idea of null space. That is clear with you, but range space is not clear with you. What the others are saying, you try to pay attention to that. Range space is the, what is range space? Range space is you do a into x. Where do you go? That is what you are trying to figure out. When you
So yes, so actually we, in the range space we talk about ax equal to y, so we look up at the y vectors and not the x vectors, and in the null space
yes.
we look at vectors.
Yes, so
Yeah.
when you are multiplying a vector space or a vector small x with a matrix capital A, then the small x is coming from some state space, and it is we are getting another vector in another state space. So what would be the dimension of that state space? It is obviously the number of independent columns of the matrix A. That would be the dimension of the range space, number of independent columns. So now that the question comes down to this, which are the independent columns, that is the question. So now if you do the column operations, then you can very clearly understand that there are so many dependent columns and so many independent columns, and at the end of the result you are getting some non-zero columns. And what I am saying is that these non-zero columns will span the range space, because these are equivalent matrices. And what Inzamam, Jayati, Urjita are saying, they are saying that you identify the column numbers which are non-zero. In the final result of the column operations, you identify the non-zero column numbers and you pick out the columns of matrix A corresponding to the same numbers. Those two will be the basis vectors for the range space also. So here actually I have to, I am not very sure, I have to see whether this is the case. You have found some book mentioning things in this way. Can you point me to that literature? I can go through it then. Hello, am I audible? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Audible, sir.
Yeah. So what I am asking is that, so Jayati, Urjita, they were saying that they have seen somewhere. Yeah, Jayati.
Yes, sir. I will send the links in a while.
Yeah. So I can verify that once. Okay. But what I am saying is also true. So because these are equivalent matrices, so now you can understand that the last, after doing the column operations, the matrix that you are looking at has a very clear indication of what are the independent columns and what are the dependent columns. The dependent columns are basically all zero columns. So the independent columns will obviously span the range space. Okay. Yeah, Jawad Hussain.
I believe, sir. Yes, sir. I was saying that we can see it like this: that if the if in the end we are getting some vectors like 4 or 3 vectors which are independent, so we found them as some combination of these vectors only. So we can reverse that operation to get that original vector. So all these 3 or 4 vectors will also be independent. Sir,
Yeah,
because
but how do you identify the original vectors? Are they in the same positions as the last vector, as the last matrix?
yes, sir, because when we were doing column operations, then we don't consider the columns which have become zero. So in the end, those columns which have become zero will not have any contribution from the vectors which became zero.
And sir, we can simply say that if we take a linear combination of the vectors in a space, it will result a vector in that space. It cannot change the space.
Yeah, that is true. Now the confusion that I am getting right now actually is that whether these are the same. Suppose the columns 1 and 3 remain unchanged, or they do not become 0. Suppose the columns 1 and 3 do not become 0. So can I take the columns 1 and 3 of the original matrix and declare them as the basis vectors of the range space?
Yes, sir, because during column operation, 3 didn't become 0, so uh, we can say that 3 is some combination of 1 and 3 only, and not any other vector.
Yeah.
So if they are
You can
independent,
do the
then
when you do the column operation. When you do the
so
column
if they are
operation,
in the end, if they are independent, so originally they must also have been independent.
you
Because
see
after
at the end when you are looking at the columns 1 and 3, you see what is the bottom vector. Bottom vector will give you the combination of the initial vectors which come to form the
yes, sir.
these non-zero vectors. So how many what are the vectors there? So if there
Sir,
are any
sir, there will
example,
not be.
yeah, Dawar, you are
Sir,
saying
there
something.
won't be any contribution from zero vectors, because when we were doing column operation from starting from first vector, then second vector became 0. So we when we were doing when we came to second column, then we don't take any contribution from that, and then third remained non-zero. So 1 and 3 are combination of themselves only.
If that is true for all cases or not, that has to be seen.
Sir, in this link, they have asked the same question whether the original vector has to be used or after the transformed vector has to be used, and they say that the columns get preserved even after the transformation. So using both is okay.
Probably.
Using either of
I'll see, and maybe this is a good question to look into. I will do some. I will look into the examples that we had. I had sent you, and also in this link, and I think I can give you a definite answer next session. In the next session, I will try to give you a very definite answer on this. Okay.
Sir, we can also say that if 3 vectors or 4 n vectors are having some span, then their combination will also have that same span. So
Yeah.
directly
But
we
which are
can
those
say,
m vectors? Which are those m vectors? That is the question.
sir, non-zero vectors only that remained non-zero in the end.
So the about the non-zero vectors about the non-zero vectors at the end, we are very certain that they are the basis vectors of the range space. They are of course the basis vectors of the range space. However, the
Yes, sir.
doubt here is that whether the original columns in the same positions are
Yes, sir, they'll
also
be
the
in the
basis
same
vectors.
position.
So they will have
Yes,
some
sir, because
combination.
when we have a vector, we are subtracting multiples of other vectors from it, a linear combination of the other vectors. And the other vectors are also amount to 0. So basically, we'll be subtracting 0 from the same position. So it has to be same. The position will be preserved.
I will see it. I will see it. Definitely, there will be an answer in the next session. तो ऐसे थोड़ा सा करना पड़ेगा actually. I have to look into what Jayati has shared, and I will have to do 1 or 2 column operations myself in order to understand what is actually what changes are happening from the and whether it is disturbing the original columns or not. So if there is a sufficient amount of disturbance, we cannot really claim this. So we have to see. I have to see. So next day we will come up with the answer to this doubt. Okay. Any other query apart from this? Keshav.
Sir, I want to understand the similar meaning of similar matrices. I mean, two similar matrices and how we can say that these are similar. Basically define these.
Similarity transformation. So you have understood where you have come across this similar matrix terminology.
Tutorial.
Similar matrices are those matrices which are related by a similarity transformation. So that is the similarity. These are similar matrices. What happens is that your eigen values are remain same basically. So your characteristic polynomial remains same. So what is the similar thing between similar matrices is that your eigen value will be preserved. The eigen values would be preserved, and hence the characteristic polynomial would be preserved. The eigen vectors will not be preserved. The eigen vectors will be different for different matrices. However, the eigen values will be preserved. And one more thing that will be preserved is the dimensions of the range space and null spaces. These will also be preserved. However, the actual range space, that means the basis vectors might change. Okay. So, but the dimensions will remain preserved. Yeah, Dawar.
Sir, online it was given that having the same eigenvectors or eigenvalues is not necessary condition for being similar. It's not sufficient. It was given. So we need to find some matrix P so that A equal to P inverse B into P for A and B to be similar.
They must be related with through a similarity transformation. That is what you want to say. So even if you have same eigenvalues, that is only a sufficient condition. You need to also have a similarity transformation that is relating these two matrices.
Sir, so how can we find that P matrix? Because it is I don't know how to find that P. It was given in tutorial, but people are doing like A equal to P into B.
There is no ready method. You have to sometimes assume the P matrix. Sometimes you can do a inversion and find out the matrix. So we have to see what is the way. There is no ready-made way here to find out the P matrix just by knowing two similar matrices. There is no such ready-made way. Unless one is in diagonal form, then you know that the P matrix would be the modal matrix. but if it is not in diagonal or Jordan form, so you would not be able to comment on it. You have to figure it out in some way. uh, so that is actually P inverse A1 P equals to A2, so that is the relationship. So you have to find out that P. So P A1 equals to A2 P, so that is also one way you can try to solve. So you have to see how you have to use your skills, actually skills of algebra and manipulation there. Now going ahead, actually you will see that there are some similarity matrices can be found in some ways, but only the information of A matrix will not be sufficient in those cases. You will need information of the other matrices B and C also. And then there is a way of finding out the similarity transformations. Yeah, Shivam.
Sir, in the tutorial, there was a question like it stated there are two similar matrices, and one of them was given to us, and it was stated that the second one is a diagonal matrix. So, like we can find the eigenvalues of the first matrix and find out the second matrix.
Yeah.
So if our matrix is 3 cross 3,
Hmm.
then there would be three different matrices, no, in this question. Like if
Your
lambda 1, lambda 2, lambda 3 are the eigenvalues, then the similar matrix which we need to find would be on the diagonal lambda 1, lambda 2, lambda 3, and other all values 0.
Hmm.
So we can interchange these lambda 1, lambda 2, and lambda 3, na? So there could be three matrices. Like
Yeah.
not exact three. Like
Yeah.
in that question, it came out to be 2, 2, and 1. Eigenvalues came out to be 2, 2, and 1. So the matrix could be 2, 2, 1, 1, 2, 2, and 2, 1, 2, na? So three
If
different matrices can be found, na?
if it is 2 to 1, is it 2 to 1, then there is a problem also. It might not be it is told that is diagonal, right?
Yes, sir, it stated in the question.
Okay.
It is a diagonal matrix.
So there are all these possible combinations now, and so the way you would frame your diagonal matrix, that would give you one result. Your friend might have another result. It depend on how you are like designing your diagonal matrix.
So we need to specify all those combinations, no, in our answer.
No, not needed. You can answer for only one. Don't need to do it for all the combinations.
Okay.
So you are trying to do for all the combinations. Okay. But I
Yes,
guess
sir.
only one is fine in this case.
Okay.
Any other questions? Easier way to find the. So Shivam is sharing his solution for everyone to see. You can see. Yes, I don't know if this tutorial already submitted or not. You are sharing the solution. Shivam.
It's submitted.
It is
So
submitted.
I'm
A equals to PB P inverse. Then what you have done? ST can be found easily. Acha, two diagonals. Okay, both are diagonal, right? P inverse. ST inverse T is Yeah, I guess this would be working. This seems ingenious. So Shivan's solution seems to work. Should lead to some solution, and finding S and T is easy as he has mentioned.
So please, can you explain what's written in that solution?
Can't you see in the chat? He has shared it here.
Visible? I'm
In
not
the
able to understand what is that S in delta, like what, how we
delta is the diagonal. Delta is the diagonal form. So since A and B are similar, they would have the same diagonal form. Okay. However, the modal matrix that would take A to delta and B to delta would be different. So there are two modal matrices, one is S, another is T. So now A and B are also related with through some similarity transformation P. So A equals to P, B, P inverse. Now using the above two equations by doing elimination of this delta, basically elimination of this diagonal matrix, so you can find that this P would be ST inverse, basically that would be P, and hopefully he is correct here in his algebra. So it would be ST inverse, so then you can find this P out, and S and T would be easy to find out, they are the modal matrices. So you have to find out eigenvectors basically 2 times. Yeah, so people are giving a thumbs up to him. Let me also give a thumbs up. Yes, Dawar Hussein.
Sir, I tried doing in this way, but that modal matrices were coming very complicated. That
I guess you can talk to Shivam, since he has proposed a solution. He might not have found much difficulty in
no,
going
sir.
through this.
If we multiply, then maybe it comes out to be not complex numbers, but
No, but complex number you have found. Why?
sir, the eigen vectors I think were complex eigenvalues.
Eigenvalues are complex for
Yes,
A and
yes.
eigenvalues
Yes,
are
sir.
complex. Okay. We have not done complex. We have not done for complex eigenvalues. Whereas maybe there is a solution where you don't need to take this route. When you get the solution, you will see for yourself what it is. For real eigenvalues, this is a good way to do it, that I can see. But for complex, whether it would be it would be definitely coming out to be difficult. We are shying away from complex eigenvalues actually. We have not dealt with them. You can talk to Shivam, maybe what solution, how he has found it out. Yeah, anything else? Nothing. So no other doubt. If there is no other doubt, yeah, solution will be provided. The solution is getting ready actually. They are compiling the solution. It will be provided. Don't worry about it. So I had been told that by tomorrow probably the solutions would be ready. Yes, someone was raising their hand. And
Yes, sir. So actually, some of us are getting our tudes back, but they have not been marked.
yeah, I have told them not to mark your tudes at this moment, because sometime later you will be given the marks. Okay,
Okay, sir. Thank you.
because many different TAs are checking different groups, na. So we do a normalization and then we will give the marks that is there pending. So not all the copies are also checked. So whoever has checked, they are returning, and if there are some feedback, they are giving you. So sometimes you have not scanned properly, or upload is not very readable, something like that. They are asking you to re-upload. So this sort of feedback you might be getting. Okay, so what else? I hope the idea of range space and null space is clear with you. Null space is a very important concept actually. Now in the next part of our lectures you will see how we generalize the concept when we are trying to find Jordan forms. Jordan form is the generalization of the diagonal forms. So that is there. Harsh.
Sir, when we are finding null space using column operations, so as the example you were giving, let's say we have five vectors and two of them are independent and three are dependent. So we will have a nullity of three, and the null space we will take the span of the vectors which are corresponding to those three vectors after the column operation. So since the null space is the dimension, nullity is the dimension of the null space. So are we saying that those three bottom vectors will always be independent?
Yeah, they will be. You can check that. They will be.
So means how can we assure that they will be independent? Like from these operation, are we doing something or they were intrinsic property?
I guess what is the is there a theoretical proof on this? I guess since because of the
Sir, I mean to say like when we are taking the span of those three vectors, so null space would be means dimension of null space would be three or less than three also, if they are
three
not
only.
independent in any.
No, they is very certain. Be very certain. They will be independent. Be very certain about it. However, what you are asking is there a theoretical reasoning behind it? That I don't really know. But what I feel is that since we are taking the pivot elements carefully, and there is a
Sir,
way to
actually
take the pivot
they must
elements.
be independent because nullity is defined that way, like it's the dimension of null space.
It is the dimension of null space, but that how do you get that number? You get that number by looking at the number of zero columns at the top after doing the column operations, right? So that number is the nullity, and the bottom columns are the basis vectors. Now your doubt is whether the bottom columns that we are finding out are they really independent or not. So if your doubt is actually true, that means if you find that those columns are not independent, those vectors are not independent, then the nullity does not remain to be 3. However, what we are suggesting is that those vectors which are at the bottom of the zero vectors will definitely be independent, and the nullity will be 3. It will not reduce from 3. And perhaps what I can feel is that it is because of how we choose the pivot elements. So we don't repeat in a column and a row. that actually preserves this independence of these vectors. I might not be fully correct. I have not come across this question, as well as I have not come across any theoretical reasoning behind why this will be why these vectors will be independent. So but they will be always independent. That is what we know actually. Dawar has something to put in.
Sir, can we say that all the columns are special in that way that first column has first row, first element as 1, second column as second element as 1, and like that. So initially they are all independent, and afterwards when we did column operation, then we got some zeros at the top, and at the bottom they must be independent because
That those ones don't change
yes,
so
sir.
much actually. Even if the ones change, you are changing back and forth basically. So normally you will not find those ones to be changing. In that way we can have
So sir,
Sir,
if three columns are zero at the top, so they will have some. They will not have a combination of each other, because
yeah.
when we were choosing pivots, we only chose that those columns which were non-zero. So, for example, if second column became zero, then we will never have uh, below vectors having any of them having second row as 1, because that can never be chosen as pivot.
Yes. Once a top column becomes 0, its bottom column does not affect any other column anymore.
Yes, yes, sir. So it doesn't contribute that one to any other.
Any
So
other.
it will be independent.
Seems to be a very good uh, logic. So, Harsh, you have anything to say on this?
Sir, I just wanted to say, like, by this logic, like we are saying, the vectors which are corresponding to zero vectors, bottom vectors. So remaining vectors would also be independent. We are just not taking those in the span of null space.
Which remaining vectors?
I mean, which are non-zero at the top.
No, no, no. So, which are non-zero at the top, then
The
we are
vectors
not
corresponding to those at the bottom.
yes, the vectors corresponding to the top vectors which are non-zero. So you don't consider those bottom vectors to be the basis of the null space. See how you
We are
define null space. Null space is the set of or the space of the vectors x such that ax equals to 0. Ax को 0 होना है. So ax should be equals to 0. And what is a? A is a are the column vectors which you have put in the column operations, and we have x1, x2, x3, x4 like that. So when you read the 0 vectors, when you read one 0 vector, so the top vector is 0, and what you read at the bottom is basically how many times the first column of A is multiplied, then how many times the second column of A is multiplied. So you are getting those x1, x2, x3, x4 like this. These elements you are getting from the bottom column. These
yes, sir, I got that.
yeah, so that is why if you have a non-zero top column, then it is true that there are these x vector you are finding out, so that a into x will be equals to the top vector. Always it is like this. So if you read any top vector and bottom vector, then the bottom vector is giving you the x, so that a into x is equals to the top vector. It is always like that. So now you are interested to find out the x, so that the top vector is 0. So you only look into those bottom vectors where the top vectors are 0. You don't look into the other vectors. Okay.
Yes, okay.
Okay, so there are quite a few good questions coming up, and one question I will definitely look back, and that is a good thing to see, and I will come back on that question the next day. And anything else? So I was hoping that there would be a lot of questions, and truly there are, because this is not a very so much straightforward thing to realize and understand at the very first go, and one needs to talk about this a lot so that everyone gets a clarification. But once you understand this, actually it is really, it opens up your eyes to see the world in a very different way, and hopefully maybe right now you are not realizing this, but once you spend time with this mathematics, you will get to realize this also. Someone was raising their hand suddenly. I didn't get to notice who was that. If there is someone raising their hand, then you can speak up. We have another 8 minutes or so to go. So perhaps it was by mistake. So if there is no more question, then I think we can pack up for the day. If you have anything else to add in, then you can tell me.
Sir, one thing, the question about which you were saying, like after doing the column operation, when we have noted the number of columns which are non-zero, so we are saying we can take the actual matrix also corresponding to those numbers, those columns. So actually, I think we can take those columns at any stage of column operation, and all those things would represent the same range, not only the first and the last one.
So if it is true for the first set of vectors, it would remain same in the every stage. That is something you have to be actually confirmed in the next session. I will confirm about this. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so I think we can leave now, and we can leave the meeting if there are no more questions. So okay, thank you for joining in, and we will again meet on Thursday. Thank you.